Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Law Network, the Language and History Network. Next, we have a discussion titled Mexican Independence Day. What is it? Coming up next. Welcome back to the Law Network. Today joining me is the resident expert on the Mexican Independence Day, Philip Colvin. Thank you. Now, Philip, what specifically is the Mexican Independence Day celebrating? Well, according to my research on the Encyclopedia Britannica website, the Mexican Independence Day is celebrating the Grito de Dolores, or Cry of Dolores, in which Miguel Hidalgo y Castilla, a parish priest in Dolores, called for the end of the rule by the Spanish, equality of races, and redistribution of land, of which took place on September 16, 1810, and is therefore celebrated annually on September 16th. Why did Miguel Hidalgo y Castilla want to fight against the Spanish? Well, there are two parts to that. For one, already tensions were high between Mexicans and the Spaniards due to Spain sending commands that did not make sense, and some Mexicans had already tried to rebel but had been defeated, fighting for self-government. Second, Miguel Hidalgo y Castilla believed that the Spaniards would give control of Mexico over to the French, something that any Mexican seemed to despise. But similar to our Independence Day, this was not the end of a war, but rather the beginning. Yes, but unlike our Independence Day, the Grito de Dolores was issued to fight a war, not continue it like ours. The war that followed lasted 11 years, and it ended when Spain accepted the Mexican independence. My next question, Philip, is how is the Mexican Independence Day celebrated? Well, one of the most popular ways it is remembered is that the President of Mexico on September 15th at 11 p.m. reenacts what is thought to be a good representation of the Grito de Dolores. The president runs into the parish church in the town of Dolores, rings the bell, and tells the villagers that come running that they need to revolt using what is thought to be Hidalgo's own words. But on that fact, no one is exactly sure that the words in the speech are, in fact, Hidalgo's own words. Finally, we all know that everyone mixes up Cinco de Mayo and the Mexican Independence Day. What is the exact difference? Well, besides the fact that Cinco de Mayo takes place on the 5th of May, and the Mexican Independence Day on September 16th, Cinco de Mayo refers to the Mexican victory against the French at the Battle of Puebla, nearly 52 years after the Grito de Dolores. Such a distance of time seems to make the confusion of the two nearly impossible for historians. Well, thank you, Philip, for joining us today and answering our questions. Glad to be here. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the Law Network of Mexican Independence Day. What is it? Coming up next on the Law Network is breaking news. Possible discovery of Egyptian cubes. Right after this break.